Welcome back to Airline Tales. Don't forget to subscribe. Welcome aboard the Airline Tales flight, where we'll be cruising at 30,000 feet and diving deep into the craziest, most mind-blowing flight secrets that airlines never tell you. From what really happens when you flush a toilet mid-flight to picking the safest seat that might save your life, buckle up because you're in for a ride. Here are 15 shocking secrets about flying that will change the way you see air travel forever. Prepare for takeoff. Let's start with the chaos of boarding. You've hustled through security only to find a long line of people rushing to get on the plane. But here's the kicker. Unless you're in a hurry to grab overhead space for a huge bag, there's no real reason to rush. Your seat is already assigned. Boarding last means less time squeezed in your seat and fewer people clogging up the aisles. Pro tip, stay seated, sip your overpriced coffee, and wait. It's a win-win. Now take a look at that innocent little boarding pass in your hand. There's more on it than just your seat number. That cryptic 6-digit passenger name record, PNR, isn't just for checking you in. It holds a treasure trove of data about you, from your birth date to your contact info. Throwing this in a public trash can? Big mistake. Hackers can piece together details that even include your credit card info. So remember, tear it up or keep it as a souvenir. Ever notice the dreaded SSSS on your boarding pass? This stands for Secondary Security Screening Selection, a code that marks you for extra screening. This can happen for something as simple as booking a last-minute ticket, paying in cash, or flying one way. If you spot these 4 letters, brace yourself for a more intense check. But hey, as long as you've got nothing to hide, you're good to go, right? Airplanes are massive. A typical commercial aircraft weighs about 175,000 pounds. That's the equivalent of over 14 African elephants. But despite that colossal weight, planes still have some serious enemies in the sky. Think bird strikes are rare? Think again. The U.S. sees over 13,000 bird strikes annually. Just one of those can damage engines, even forcing an emergency landing. So, airports have come up with creative solutions, like using pigs to eat gull eggs or even LED googly eyes to scare away birds. Yup, googly eyes. Speaking of hazards, let's talk about lightning. Every U.S. airplane is struck by lightning at least once per year. But here's the shocker. Planes are built to handle it. Thanks to lightning strike simulations, the electrical current safely travels through the plane's exterior and back out into the sky without harming passengers. So next time you're mid-flight during a storm, don't panic. Your plane's basically a flying lightning rod. Now let's address the one question everyone's curious about. Where does everything go when you flush that airplane toilet? Contrary to urban myths, it doesn't just drop into the sky. Instead, your business is suctioned into a sealed tank. But accidents do happen. Blue ice, a charming mix of frozen waste and disinfectant, has fallen from planes before, landing in backyards and even smashing through rooftops. So, if you see blue ice, don't lick it. Ever wondered where the safest place to sit is in the event of a crash? Time magazine analyzed 17 plane crashes and found that seats in the rear third of the plane have a 68% chance of survival. Middle seats in the back are the absolute safest, offering a 72% survival rate. So, next time you're cursing your luck for a back row seat, remember, you've got the odds on your side. Ever notice that tiny hole at the bottom of airplane windows? It's there for a crucial reason. Known as the bleed hole, it helps equalize air pressure between the window panes. This little design keeps the window from shattering under pressure, while also preventing fogging or frosting. Who knew such a small detail could be such a lifesaver? We've all heard it. Airplane food tastes bad. But it's not entirely the airline's fault. The humidity in airplane cabins drops to about 10%, lower than the Sahara Desert. This dries out our sinuses, dulling our ability to taste by about 30%. Airlines compensate by loading meals with extra salt and sugar. Fun fact, noise-canceling headphones can actually make your food taste better by reducing the impact of loud engine sounds on your taste buds. Now you know what to pack. Did you know pilots and co-pilots are forbidden from eating the same meal on a flight? This precaution ensures that if one gets food poisoning, the other can still safely fly the plane. And here's the kicker. On some airlines, the pilot gets the first-class meal, while the co-pilot only gets business class. Imagine the awkward dinner conversations in that cockpit. Ever wonder how flight attendants on long-haul flights manage to stay so chipper? Well, they have a secret. Hidden compartments, often above passengers' heads, serve as crew rest areas, complete with beds, pillows, and duvets. And the pilots? They get their own private quarters, often complete with business class seats, closets, and more. Not so bad, huh? Ever felt a mysterious itch mid-flight? You're not imagining things. Planes have to deal with uninvited guests, tiny insects. To prevent an in-flight infestation, planes are often sprayed with insecticide before takeoff, especially on international flights. The WHO actually mandates this for flights to certain countries. That smell you occasionally notice when boarding? It might just be the pesticide keeping those bugs in check. As rare as it is, sometimes passengers pass away during a flight. So what happens? If there's no way to move the body, cabin crew will usually secure the person in their seat and cover them with a blanket until landing. Some airlines, like Singapore Airlines, even have designated corpse cupboards for longer flights to store bodies until they can be removed. Sounds eerie, but it's better than the alternative. Ever notice how cabin lights are dimmed during takeoff and landing? This isn't just for ambiance, it's a safety measure. In the unlikely event of an emergency evacuation, your eyes need time to adjust to the dark outside. By dimming the lights, your vision is already primed to help you see better in low-light conditions, giving you precious seconds to react. Seatbelts aren't just there to keep you grounded during takeoff and landing. The most dangerous moments in mid-flight actually occur during sudden turbulence. In fact, flight attendants, who aren't always seated during turbulence, are more likely to be injured than passengers. So when you hear that seatbelt sign ding, it's not a suggestion. Stay buckled up to avoid becoming a human pinball in the cabin. Which of these flight secrets surprised you the most? Got any travel stories of your own? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more incredible facts from Airline Tales. Thanks for flying with us. Until next time, safe travels, happy landings,